Imagine hiring a 24/7 sales assistant for free. Someone who never takes a sick day, never asks for a raise, and never misses a follow-up. Someone who can qualify leads, nurture prospects, and even close deals while you're sleeping. Sound too good to be true? I thought so too, until I discovered how to turn AI into the most effective sales assistant I've ever had. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to build your own AI sales machine that works around the clock. Now, before you think this is some futuristic fantasy, let me tell you something. This isn't about replacing human connection or turning sales into a cold, robotic process. This is about using AI to handle the repetitive, time-consuming parts of sales so you can focus on what you do best, building relationships and closing the deals that matter. Because here's the brutal truth about entrepreneurship that nobody talks about. You're probably wasting 60% of your time on activities that don't directly generate revenue. You're chasing leads that aren't qualified. You're sending follow-up messages that could be automated. You're answering the same questions over and over again instead of focusing on the prospects who are ready to buy. And I get it. I've been there. I've spent entire days crafting individual emails to prospects who never responded. I've stayed up late manually following up with leads only to realize half of them weren't even in my target market. I've watched potential customers slip away simply because I didn't follow up at the right time with the right message. The problem isn't that entrepreneurs don't know how to sell. The problem is that we're drowning in the administrative side of sales. We're spending so much time managing the process that we barely have time to actually sell. And in today's market, that's a recipe for failure. Your competitors aren't just other businesses in your industry anymore. They're businesses that have figured out how to scale their sales process using technology. They're the ones who can respond to leads in minutes instead of hours. They're the ones who never miss a follow-up. They're the ones who can nurture hundreds of prospects simultaneously while you're still manually sending one-off emails. But here's the incredible opportunity that most entrepreneurs are completely missing. AI technology has reached the point where you can build a sophisticated sales assistant for a fraction of what it would cost to hire even a part-time salesperson. We're talking about tools that can understand context, personalize messages, and even handle complex sales conversations. And the best part? This isn't reserved for big corporations with massive tech budgets. Solo entrepreneurs and small businesses can implement these systems today using tools that cost less than your monthly coffee budget. So let me walk you through exactly how this works. I'm going to show you the 3 core components of an AI sales assistant: lead qualification, prospect nurturing, and automated follow-up sequences.
Wow.
And I'll explain how each piece works together to create a system that can literally close sales while you sleep. Component 1. How AI qualifies leads. Let's start with the foundation: lead qualification. And this is where most entrepreneurs are bleeding money without even realizing it. Think about your current sales process. Someone expresses interest in your product or service. Maybe they fill out a form on your website. Maybe they respond to your marketing. Maybe they reach out through social media. What happens next? If you're like most entrepreneurs, you probably do one of 2 things. Either you immediately jump into sales mode and start pitching, or you add them to a generic email sequence and hope for the best. Both approaches are massive mistakes. Jumping straight into pitching means you're wasting time on people who might not even be qualified prospects. In generic email sequences, ignore the fact that different prospects have different needs, different timelines, and different decision-making processes. Here's where AI changes everything. An AI qualification system can instantly analyze every lead based on dozens of data points that would take you hours to research manually. Let me give you a concrete example. When someone fills out a lead form on my website, my AI system doesn't just capture their name and email address. It immediately starts gathering intelligence. It looks at their IP address to determine their location and company. It analyzes their email domain to understand whether they're a solo entrepreneur, part of a small business, or working for a large corporation. But it doesn't stop there. The AI cross-references their information with social media profiles, company websites, and business databases to build a complete picture of who they are and what they might need. Within seconds, I know their approximate company size, their industry, their role within the organization, their potential budget range, and even their likely decision-making timeline. Information that would take me 30 minutes to research manually is available instantly. But here's where it gets really powerful. The AI doesn't just collect this information. It uses it to determine the best approach for each prospect. Someone who's a solo entrepreneur gets a completely different qualification process than someone who's a VP at a Fortune 500 company. The AI might send the entrepreneur a casual, direct message asking about their biggest business challenges. But it might send the corporate executive a more formal assessment tool that helps them calculate the ROI of potential solutions. And here's the beautiful part. This all happens automatically. The AI is qualifying leads 24/7, even when I'm sleeping, on vacation, or focused on other aspects of my business. The system scores each lead based on their likelihood to purchase, their potential value, and their urgency level. High-value, high-urgency prospects get immediately flagged for personal attention. Medium-quality prospects enter a nurturing sequence, and low-quality prospects are either filtered out entirely or put into a long-term educational campaign. This means I'm never wasting time on unqualified prospects, and I'm never missing opportunities with qualified ones. The AI acts like a super intelligent gatekeeper that ensures I'm only spending my time on the leads most likely to convert. But qualification is just the beginning. Once the AI has identified qualified prospects, it needs to nurture them toward a purchase decision. And this is where most traditional sales processes completely fall apart. Component 2. How AI nurtures prospects. Here's what typically happens in most businesses. You get a qualified lead, you send them some information, and then nothing. Maybe you follow up once or twice, but then you get busy with other things. The prospect gets forgotten, or they slip through the cracks, or they lose interest because you didn't maintain consistent contact. Meanwhile, your competitors who have better follow-up systems are swooping in and closing the deals that should have been yours. This is where AI nurturing becomes absolutely crucial. Because the reality is that most prospects aren't ready to buy immediately. They need to be educated. They need to build trust. They need to understand how your solution fits into their specific situation. But traditional nurturing approaches are either too generic or too resource-intensive. Generic email sequences ignore individual prospect needs. Personalized nurturing requires so much manual effort that it's not scalable. AI solves both problems. It can deliver personalized nurturing at scale, automatically adapting to each prospect's behavior, interests, and engagement level. Let me show you how this works in practice. When a qualified prospect enters my nurturing system, the AI immediately starts learning about their preferences. It tracks which emails they open, which links they click, how long they spend on different pages of my website, and what content they engage with on social media. Based on this behavior, the AI creates a dynamic profile that gets smarter over time. If someone spends a lot of time reading case studies, the AI knows they're analytically minded and need proof before making decisions. If someone watches video testimonials but skips technical documentation, the AI knows they're more emotionally driven and prefer social proof over technical specifications. The AI then tailors every interaction to match these preferences. The analytical prospect gets detailed ROI calculations and comparison charts. The emotional prospect gets success stories and customer testimonials. But it goes deeper than just content preferences. The AI also adapts to timing and frequency preferences. Some prospects want daily updates and rapid-fire information. Others prefer weekly check-ins with substantial, thoughtful content. The AI learns these preferences automatically by analyzing engagement patterns. If someone consistently opens emails sent on Tuesday mornings but ignores emails sent on Friday afternoons, the AI adjusts their delivery schedule accordingly. And here's where it gets really sophisticated. The AI doesn't just send pre-written content. It dynamically generates personalized messages based on the prospect's current stage in the buying process, their specific industry challenges, and their individual behavior patterns. For example, if the AI notices that a prospect has been researching competitors on their website, it might automatically send a comparison guide that positions your solution favorably. If a prospect has been consuming a lot of content about implementation challenges, the AI might send case studies showing successful implementations in similar companies. This level of personalization would be impossible to achieve manually, especially at scale. But the AI can deliver it automatically, ensuring that each prospect feels like they're receiving individual attention, even though the system is nurturing hundreds of prospects simultaneously. The nurturing system also includes conversational AI chatbots that can handle complex sales conversations in real time. But these aren't the simple, scripted chatbots you might be familiar with. These are sophisticated AI assistants that can understand context, answer detailed questions, and even handle objections. Let me give you an example of how powerful this can be. A prospect visits your website at 2 a.m. and starts browsing your pricing page. Traditional businesses would miss this opportunity entirely. There's no salesperson available to help. And by the time someone follows up the next day, the moment of interest has passed. But with an AI sales assistant, that prospect immediately gets help. The AI can answer their pricing questions, explain different package options, provide case studies relevant to their industry, and even schedule a demo call if they're interested. The conversation flows naturally, just like they're talking to a human sales representative. The AI remembers previous interactions, references information from earlier conversations, and adapts its responses based on the prospect's specific needs and concerns. And if the prospect asks a question that requires human intervention, the AI seamlessly transfers the conversation to a human team member, providing complete context about the conversation history and the prospect's background. This means you're never missing sales opportunities due to timing or availability. Your AI sales assistant is always there, always ready to help, always moving prospects closer to a purchase decision. Component 3. AI follow-up sequences that close deals now. We get to the part that most entrepreneurs find absolutely mind-blowing: automated follow-up sequences that actually close deals without human intervention. Here's the thing about sales that every experienced salesperson knows. Most deals are closed in the follow-up, not the initial conversation.
Wow.
The statistics vary by industry, but generally, it takes between 5 and 12 touchpoints to close a deal. Yet most businesses give up after 2 or 3 attempts. Why? Because consistent follow-up is tedious, time-consuming, and easy to forget. You get busy with other projects, new leads come in, and older prospects get pushed to the back burner. But AI never forgets. AI never gets busy. AI never decides that a follow-up isn't worth the effort. My AI follow-up system tracks every interaction with every prospect and automatically determines the optimal next step. If someone downloaded a case study but hasn't responded to emails, the AI might try reaching them through LinkedIn. If someone attended a webinar but didn't schedule a consultation, the AI might send them a personalized video message addressing their specific industry challenges. The system considers dozens of variables when determining follow-up timing and approach: the prospect's engagement level, their position in the buying cycle, their communication preferences, their industry norms, and even seasonal factors that might affect their decision-making. For example, if you're selling to retail businesses, the AI knows not to pitch new initiatives during Black Friday season when they're focused on immediate revenue. If you're selling to schools, the AI adjusts its approach based on the academic calendar. But here's what makes this system truly powerful. It doesn't just follow up, it follows up with value. Each touchpoint provides something useful: market insights, industry reports, relevant case studies, or tools that help the prospect succeed, whether they buy from you or not. This approach builds trust and positions you as an expert, not just a vendor. Prospects start looking forward to your follow-ups because they know they'll learn something valuable. The AI also handles objections automatically. If someone says they don't have budget, the system might send them a ROI calculator showing how your solution pays for itself. If someone says they need to think about it, the system might send them a decision-making framework that helps them evaluate their options systematically. And when prospects are ready to buy, the AI can handle the entire closing process. It can send contracts, process payments, schedule onboarding calls, and even trigger welcome sequences that help new customers get the most value from your solution. I've had prospects go from initial inquiry to closed deal without any direct human interaction. The AI handled every step of the process, from qualification to closing, delivering a smooth, professional experience that would be impossible to replicate manually at scale. But here's the most incredible part. The AI gets smarter over time, analyzes which follow-up sequences have the highest conversion rates, which messages generate the most engagement, and which approaches work best for different types of prospects. The system continuously optimizes itself, testing different subject lines, message timing, content types, and call-to-action approaches. It's like having a sales team that never stops improving and never stops learning from experience. This means your close rates actually get better over time, even without additional effort from you. The AI is constantly refining its approach based on real performance data, ensuring that your sales process becomes more effective with every interaction. Now, let me address what you're probably thinking right now. It sounds amazing, but it also sounds complicated and expensive. How can a regular entrepreneur actually implement something like this? The beautiful truth is that the technology has become incredibly accessible. You don't need a computer science degree or a massive budget. You don't need to build anything from scratch or hire a team of developers. Most of what I've described can be implemented using existing tools and platforms that are specifically designed for small businesses. We're talking about software that costs less than what most people spend on lunch every month. The key is understanding how to connect these tools together and configure them properly. It's like building with Lego blocks. Each piece is simple, but when you put them together strategically, you can create something incredibly sophisticated. And once you set it up, the system runs itself. You're not constantly tweaking and adjusting. You're not manually managing every interaction. You set it up once, and then it works for you 24/7. But here's what I want you to really understand about the opportunity in front of you right now. We're living through a unique moment in business history. AI technology has become powerful enough to handle complex sales tasks, but most of your competitors haven't figured out how to use it effectively yet. This means there's a massive competitive advantage available to the entrepreneurs who implement these systems first. While your competitors are still manually following up with prospects and missing opportunities due to timing and capacity constraints, you'll have a system that never misses a lead and never stops nurturing prospects toward a purchase decision. Think about what this could mean for your business. Imagine having a sales process that works just as hard at 3 a.m. as it does at 3 p.m. Imagine never losing a deal because you forgot to follow up or because you didn't respond quickly enough. Imagine being able to nurture hundreds of prospects simultaneously, each receiving personalized attention based on their specific needs and preferences. Imagine having detailed insights into exactly what each prospect needs to hear to move them closer to a purchase decision. This isn't just about working more efficiently. This is about fundamentally transforming how you approach sales and customer acquisition. It's about building a business that can scale without proportionally increasing your workload. And let me paint a picture for you of what this looks like in practice. It's Monday morning and you wake up to notifications that 3 new deals closed over the weekend. Prospects who entered your system weeks ago have been carefully nurtured by your AI assistant, and they've decided to purchase without any weekend work from you. You check your dashboard and see that your AI system has qualified 47 new leads, scheduled 8 consultation calls for the week ahead, and identified 12 high-priority prospects who are showing strong buying signals. While you were sleeping, your AI assistant sent 200 personalized follow-up messages, answered 50-plus prospect questions through your website chatbot, and even handled 2 complete sales conversations that resulted in closed deals. Your inbox contains detailed reports showing which marketing campaigns are generating the highest quality leads, which follow-up sequences are converting best, and which prospects are most likely to purchase in the next 30 days. And this is what it means to have AI as your sales assistant. It's not about replacing human connection. It's about amplifying your ability to connect with the right people at the right time with the right message. But let me be completely honest with you about something. This system won't work if you're not offering real value to your prospects. AI can optimize and automate your sales process, but it can't turn a bad product into a good one. It can't create demand where none exists, and it can't build trust if you don't deliver on your promises. What AI can do is ensure that every qualified prospect gets the attention they deserve. It can make sure that no opportunity falls through the cracks. It can deliver the right message at the right time to move people toward a purchase decision. And when you combine AI efficiency with a genuinely valuable product or service, the results can be absolutely transformational. But here's the key: you have to start. You can't just think about this or plan to implement it someday. The competitive advantage exists right now, but it won't last forever. As more businesses discover these capabilities, the advantage will diminish. The entrepreneurs who win will be the ones who act quickly, who experiment and iterate, who build these systems while their competitors are still debating whether AI is relevant to their business. And I want to help you be one of those winners. I want you to experience what it's like to have a sales assistant that never sleeps, never misses a follow-up, and continuously gets better at closing deals. Because here's what I know about successful entrepreneurs: they don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't spend months researching and planning. They take action quickly. They learn from experience, and they adapt as they go. The tools exist. The opportunity is real. The only question is whether you're going to take advantage of it. So here's what I want you to do right now. If this video has shown you the potential of AI as your sales assistant, if you can see how this could transform your business, then show me by hitting that like button. But don't just watch and wait. Start thinking about your current sales process. Start identifying the repetitive tasks that could be automated. Start imagining what your business could look like with a sales assistant that works 24/7, because the future of sales is here, and it's available to you right now. You just have to decide whether you're going to embrace it or get left behind by competitors who are already building these systems. Subscribe to this channel if you want to stay ahead of the curve on AI and automation for entrepreneurs. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss the detailed tutorial that could transform how you think about sales forever. And remember, while you're watching this video, your AI sales assistant could already be qualifying leads, nurturing prospects, and closing deals. The question isn't whether this technology works. The question is when you're going to start using it. I'll see you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video where we dive deep into the technical setup that makes all of this possible.